They're not, in fact, so that's a strange move, but obviously enjoys football and decided to come to one of the games.
Umpires Shane Harris and Chris Mitchell in charge of the game, and Coleman takes a big charge at them, but Cousins wins out of the middle. Lockman for the Swans, but his kick is chopped off there by Cronin. Up towards half forward, and Lally Bamblett. Les Bamblett making a return to Footscray. Big roar when he took that mark. Wide to Beasley, dropped in short. Mark should have been taken there by Peter Foster, and the umpire comes in and will have to ball it up. So Footscray straight away into attack. And this ball up about 40 metres out from goal. Crooked old bounce. Thumped out of the air. It goes to Lockman, who's wearing Warwick Kappa's old number 39. Right with the pass up towards centre wing. And it's punched away from Bays and goes out of bounds.
Halfway between centre wing, there's the Footscray interchange bench. Hunter and Russell Shields. Mark Hunter and Russell Shields there. Dennis Carroll. Now, it could have been some interference there. And it is to Glenn Coleman, or is it going the other way? In fact, it's going back Footscray's way to Shane Williams, who actually did the ruck work there. Number 6, formerly played with 2 other clubs, one of them being Geelong and one Richmond. Peter Foster, a very tough customer. Centre half forward, kicks it high. Chance for Phil Cronin to set himself over the back. The Swans trying to get it out of defence. Could have been a free kick to the Swans there, holding the man, and it will be paid on half-back flank to their brilliant wingman, David Murphy.
Kick by Murphy up towards the wing. Morwood sets himself and climbs. Couldn't quite bring down the mark. Cousins for Footscray. Back towards half forward. Bamblett from behind. Chance here. Baxter off the left boot. Nobody in the goal square, but it won't carry the distance. Carter first back there. And well shepherded by Toohey to allow him an easy kick towards the outer half-back flank. Good mark by Lockman.
Michael Lockman, as Drew said earlier, wearing Warwick Kappa's number, and played at Collingwood and Richmond, a very serviceable player. There's Michael Finan, loses the ball. This is Williams. He loses it. A good play. This is Graham Cordy over to his brother Neil. And Neil Cordy with that left-hand bounce. Down he comes right through the centre. That's beautiful play by Cordy to half forward. The Flyers are there. It's fisted away. A one-out duel towards half-back flank. Oh, was that in the back? It was. And it's a free kick going Footscray's way. On half-back flank, this looks like Matthew Hanbury bringing that towards centre wing. Foster drops a sitter. Butler's up after it. Oh, good play by Foster as he forces it back towards the centre wing area. David Murphy, oh, clever hand pass to Coleman. Coleman to Bays. He's caught. Back to Coleman. The umpire said it was a good tackle by Phil Cronin, and the decision is holding the ball.
Footscray into the slight breeze in the first turn. Cronin up towards half forward in the direction of Bamblett. Williams is there as well. Bit of a scrap for the ball. Coleman off the ground, giving Murphy a chance. Wallace goes in and tackles him when he didn't have it, and the free kick against Terry Wallace to Murphy. Pretty crowded forward line for the Swans. Good distance with his kick, Murphy to centre half forward. Punch came from the back. The hand pass away by Hogg, and out of defence Hawkins. Here's Bamblett. Ball jolted out of his arms, but came back to him. Play on now, says the umpire. Hanbury off the ground. No mark paid there to Graham Cordy. Didn't go 10 metres. Wide to the half-forward flank. And a good run here by Leon Higgins. Centering kick. Craig Davis down there. Ford. It goes away to Eccleston, back to Ford. And Footscray out of defence.
Michael Ford showing great pace. He's got plenty of that. Over to Cullen. Oh, he's got some pace too. Look at him running away from Lockman. Onto the left foot goes Cullen, and what's he done with it? He's put it out of bounds on the full. The Swans bench, number 19 on the left of screen there, where you can't see his number, of course, is Tony Smith. Neil Cordy from centre wing to half forward. Oh, that's a good mark. Bays is the man in front, and they want a big year from Mark Bays. He's always promised a lot. He is a beautiful kick towards half forward. No mark. Chance for Steve Wright. Goes in after Rick Kennedy, hotly pressing him. There's Mackesy. Mackesy back to Murphy. Oh, too high, I think. No, said the umpire. Play on. He did duck the head. Number 10 there for Footscray is Russell Shields. And the umpire says it's my ball, Chris Mitchell, and he'll bounce it half forward for the Swans, who are performing pretty well at the moment. There's
Murphy definitely ducked his head. The umpire played the right decision. No free kick.
We've been playing about 5 minutes and no score as yet. Mackenzie gets a kick out of the pack. It comes to Baxter for Footscray. His kick over centre wing. Foster and Coleman. And the ball out of play.
Peter Foster's lined up at centre-half forward. He was named at centre-half back. And Richard Cousins looks like he's playing at centre-half back.
A great year last year, Peter Foster. Represented Victoria. Probably his best year in VFL football after a long career. Two-fister by Dennis Carroll, the Swan skipper. And Graham Cordy couldn't keep the ball in. Cordy, one of the players, a late inclusion in this Swans team when they had a few dropping out through injury. 3 changes to their team over the weekend from the selected side. Just under 20 minutes to go as we count down. 25 minutes plus time on the quarters. McGuinness leg, but no whistle. Comes to Murphy, has had plenty of the ball. Up towards half forward. Comes to the front. Backs to Hanbury. And straight onto the chest there at Coleman. Off to Carroll.
Dennis Carroll with a beautiful long kick. Craig Davis couldn't quite hold it. Rick Kennedy's there. A chance for Mackesy. Back to Davis. See if number 60 for the Swans. Oh, good hand pass out the right. Right fires a goal. It's a beautiful looking snap, but just offline, I feel. Yes, it is. And 1 point only. So that's the first score of the game.
What about Craig Davis there, number 60?
Well,
did pretty well.
Almost took that mark, and what a great start to Craig. Hasn't played for a few years, and in league football was the official runner with the Swans the last couple of seasons. There's Murphy at the back. It's taken away by Cronin, and Phil Cronin, formerly of St Kilda, a long driving kick towards half forward. They've been falling down up here, Footscray, across the half forward line, and David Bolton, a lovely mark to Gerard Healy. Off he goes towards half back, slow to get rid of it, but he does get his boot to ball. Lockman doing all right too. A good fighter, Lockman, against young Cullen. Oh, good use of the body by Lockman. Allows Bayes to come in. Still going after it, Mark Bayes. Good football. Beautiful pick-up. Well, it was then he lost it. He picked it up well the first time, then had a touch of the fumbles and eventually the ball out of bounds. Tommy Havey, I think he'd be quite pleased the way they're performing at the moment.
I'm sure he would be. The Swans have been under siege over summer. Cousins over the top of Bayes to win that tap, close to the boundary line, straight back out of bounds.
Got a high standard at the moment, Bernie.
No, there's old Barry Round, a friend of mine, co-Brownlow medal winner with me in 1981, and he's on the Swans bench giving him a bit of advice.
Big pack here. Carroll up on the forward line for the Swans. Kennedy, he's caught by Davis, gets rid of it just in time. Forward number 45. Great desperation by Wright. Here's Craig Davis, 34-year-old veteran, paddling up the ground. Is that in the back? No whistle. Up towards the forward line, but it'll go out of bounds in the forward pocket.
I think it'd be fair to say at the moment the Swans look the far the better side. They've seen Mickey Malthouse. I think they can detect a frown on his face at the moment. He's on that phone. He'd be worried, even at this early stage, because the Bulldogs not doing particularly well. The Swans have had most of the play. There's the idol of the Footscray crowd, Hawkins. He receives it again from Kennedy. And he is a great player. Terrific skills, Doug Hawkins. Looking for Terry Wallace. It's his first touch to Cullen. Back to Hawkins. Oh, over to Hanbury. And that was beautiful link play that was by the Bulldogs. Here's a chance for Bamler. Oh, great tackle by Cordy. Could have been holding the ball. The ball comes loose. Good effort, Neil Cordy. Now, is that in the back? Umpire said it was, and it goes to Shields. Shields breaks away, looking for Cronin. He ducks back and he takes the mark on half-forward flank. Either a mark or a free kick to Phil Cronin. Now there's a loose man there. Oh, geez, giving it to him. Loose checking that by the Swans as Russell Shields takes the mark about 30 metres out from goal on a 45-degree angle.
Yeah, poor checking there by Sydney Swans. Shields gave the pass to Cronin and then moved down to the forward line.
Well, there's the kick from Russell Shields. No doubt about that one. First goal of the game.
And that was a promising passage of play for Footscray. They moved that ball right from the back line down to the centre line with handball. And the main instigator being Doug Hawkins. Here's a replay of Shields, a beautiful drop punt right through the middle. He passed the ball to Cronin and then ran down and created space on the forward line, received the pass back, and Cronin popped it back over to him, and of course Shields has put it through. So Footscray have got their first on the board. 1 goal, 6 behinds, leading Sydney 1 behind.
Absolute terrible bounce in the middle by umpire there, Chris Mitchell. Favours the Swans. Lockman breaks from Cullen on the wing. Good penetrating kick. But the defensive mark is taken there by Hogg. Up towards half-back, and a good mark to Cousins.
Already, Drew, you can see that the Swans badly need a good high marking forward.
Cousins to Foster on the wing. Climbing over the top in was Neil Cordy. Comes down the back. Hanbury down the boundary line. Band got a chance if he can get back to this, but Healy's first there. The hand pass to Graham Cordy put him under the hammer. Roberts. Fireland. Over the wing. Morwood out number 2-1. Cousins outmarks him.
It's a couple of nice marks to Cousins. Over to Hanbury, doing well. Oh, daisy cutter pass. They find Brian Royal on centre wing. Royal looking for Beasley. Out he comes in front of Rod Carter. Good lead, beautiful pass. The Footscray supporters delighted with that lead. And Beasley will have to kick for goal from approximately 50 metres. It was a good kick for goal, Beasley, and should make the distance. Here's a long kick. Going to be a great duel, that one. Simon Beasley against Rod Carter. There's the kick from Beasley, a lovely looking drop punt. And in fact, it's a goal.
Yeah, great goal by Beasley. An excellent lead, and received a magnificent pass from, who was it? Who gave that pass? Brian Royal, the Rover. Great pass from Brian Royal. And an excellent lead from Beasley. And Footscray are looking a lot better in the last couple of minutes, Peter.
Well, you can't afford to play Beasley from behind. Rod Carter will have to play him from in front because his strength is leading for the ball.
It's the only way to beat Carter, because if you try to outbustle him, Carter will win all day.
Better bounce in the centre by umpire Shane Harris. Footscray getting it out of the middle, taking it defensively though. Hawkins lined up on a half-back flank today. He's been a star on the wing for Footscray for many years. Good hand pass out by Carroll to Murphy, dominating his wing. Murphy in. Coleman, 55 metres out. Davis with a big climb, fingers to it, and through for a behind.
It's going to be a tough job for Craig Davis today, and there's no use standing there trying to outbustle Rick Kennedy too, because he's one of the strongest fullbacks in the competition.
Yes, that was poor forward play, Bernie. I agree with you. With a guy streaming down the ground like that, they should duck out and lead, and it's certainly
No
goal
doubt,
if we
Peter.
do that. Half-back flank, Dougie Hawkins already looking good, although he's actually playing on Murphy, so you'd have to say Murphy's got the better of him at this stage. Wallace, Terry Wallace marks. He'll probably give it back to Hawkins. He does. So those two players are getting plenty of touches, Hawkins and Murphy. This is Cronin. Oh, you can't run from behind like that. The umpire let it go anyway. Towards centre wing. Graham Cordy. The big flyer then was Tui, but Cordy on the left foot. And Cousins almost took another one. Hawkins again is there. It's taken away from his teammate, Hanbury. Glenn Coleman, centre wing. A high floating torpedo punt. Towards half forward. They've been falling down here, but here's a chance for Higgins into the open goal. Oh boy, could have given it across to a man on his own there in Mackesy. Had a flying shot himself and missed.
Yeah, that's a terrible waste. That one, really the Swans' first opportunity to kick a goal, just had to pop it over the top.
Kick into play by Ford. Up to Hawkins. There's a good distance kick back to Terry Wallace. Oh, his pass intercepted well. And away go the Swans through Murphy again. Carroll caught from behind by McGuinness. Through Hawkins it goes to Mackesy. They're inside 50. Slips the hand pass away to Bays. Lockman spinning out of trouble. Has a shot from 35 metres. One out in the goal square. Davis couldn't take the mark. And it's rushed through for a behind.
Bit of interference there to Craig Davis. He got plenty of attention.
Yeah, he might have been dragged by the arm then, Bernie, I think. And, well, he's had a lot of chances, though. That ball's been peppered down towards that goal square, and I hate to say it, but they certainly will miss Warwick Capper down there with his high flying and contesting. There was Kennedy trying to take the mark. Graham Cordy, he and his brother Neil, former Footscray players, they'll really be trying hard today. Here's a chance for a mark. Only one man went for that. They all stood around and waited, and Tony Moore chipped in and took the mark.
Yeah, very poor defence by Footscray to allow a Swans player to take that mark uncontested.
Well, Tony Morwood is a brilliant forward. ton of ability, this player, and capable of kicking 5 and 6 goals a game from 35 metres. Very rarely misses these, and he hasn't missed this one.
He's a top forward, Maud. Played over 200 games, and they'll be relying on him a lot this year to kick a number of goals, seeing that Kappa's now out of that side. But good play anyway from Maud, who, being the only one to really attack that ball, he got his rewards and then popped it through the middle.
Well, they've certainly wasted a lot of opportunities. The Swans have had far the better of the play, and 1 goal for is not a good enough return.
Back in the centre, knocked out by Coleman, goes to Cronin. Wide to half forward, don't like Bamblett's chances here, but it carries the pack. Foster charging onto it with Williams. Williams a good paddle. Hand pass behind Bamblett. Filan for the Swans. Good tackle, Bamblett. Footscray still have it on the forward line. Baxter back to Royal. Great pass. Hanbury. Shot for goal. It Shields. And across the face. And so Russell Shields has 1 goal, 1.
Well, 13 points placed, 10, a very even contest so far. Although, in my opinion, the Sydney Swans should be a lot further. Well, they're behind, and they should actually be in front with the amount of play they've had. Now, Glenn Coleman doing all right, too, in the centre of the ground. A wobbly old kick. You'd hate to be a forward underneath that one. Craig Davis is there. Punched away, though, by the Bulldogs. Towards centre wing. Higgins is there for the Swans, but it beats him over the line. It's right on half forward for the Sydney Swans. Mick Malthouse and Ted Whitten Jr. on left of screen. And Ted's chairman of selectors out there. And unfortunately for him, he broke down with a bad knee injury which curtailed his career. That was McGuinness. Oh, tough clash, that one. Coleman was one of them. And Foster. Baxter, in fact, was the other one. Royal. It's it back towards his team. That was Cousins getting at the centre wing, but a good mark by Tui. The Swans doing well in defence. To Carroll, there's 2 very good players. Carroll, a beautiful 60-metre kick to centre wing. Once again, they can't take a mark, but Bays is there. Cleverly hand passes it. There's Mackesy having a pot shot at goals, but he's offline again. And unfortunately for the Swans, they've put another behind on the board. So 1-5-11, the Sydney Swans trail Footscray 2-1-13.
Mackesy, one of the inclusions after the Swans lost 3 over the weekend through injury. Didn't play a senior game last year. Here's Hanbury getting the hand pass back to Ford. Ford switches direction. At the back, Hawkins should have taken that mark. Hooks it back cleverly to Cronin. Oh, good running out of defence. Baxter. Foster, an awkward half volley. Bolton. Good smother by McGuinness. Comes up with the ball too. Up towards half forward. Bamblett has a bit of a break this time. Roberts goes to ground. The hand pass in. Oh, he had to wait for it. Tui cleaned him right up. And he was over the shoulder. Free kick to Footscray to Williams.
Well, there's not much else that Bernard Tui could do. He had to really charge and attack that one. Try to knock the ball away. We couldn't really see the whole incident there, but the umpire saw it, that the tackle was too high, and now Williams has got the free kick.
Shane Williams for the Bulldogs. They've had 3 scoring shots to 6, Footscray, but lead by 2 points. Kick by Williams across the face of goal. Beasley a chance. Didn't really get up for that one. Through for a behind.
Yes, some very poor shooting for goal skills today. As you see the score, 14 points to 11. 3 the difference in favour of Footscray, but under near perfect conditions here today at BFL Park. It's not good goal shooting. There's Baxter, a hurry kick towards the pocket, and again a poor kick.
Well, that was a terrible kick out from Rod Carter going for that
the big
wobbly punt.
Well, that's a better kick to Steve Wright. Wright was a poor kick because he kicked it straight to Cousins, who looks all right playing at centre half back, but the Swans really falling down those key forward positions. The kick towards the pocket, McGuinness was there, couldn't take it. Bolton now, what with the umpire? Well, I thought that was a bit unfair because Bolton was held by the arms. He had no chance of knocking that ball out. He was held back by the arms, Bernie.
I agree,
that
Peter.
That should not have been holding the ball. A poor umpiring decision.
I don't think
What's
Bolton even
this?
took possession of it. He didn't, as that replay
He
indicated.
was pinned by the arms and didn't have a chance.
He hadn't even grabbed the ball, Peter.
Ah, shocking decision. But there is, we won't dwell on that because Baxter's got it at half forward. Darren Baxter, brother, of course. Peter also plays out at Footscray. Now, he's going to kick this one high. Caught him. Nearly a mark to Footscray in the finish there. In goes Shields. Good play by Shields. Allows Hawkins to grab it. Hand pass comes back. Stephen Wright intercepts beautifully. Hooks it back. Oh, bad kick again by Wright. Some poor kicking skills today in this game. Now it's a chance for Dennis Carroll. He's a guy who can kick a football on the left foot. Long, right down to the half-forward line. An easy mark drop. Play on, said the umpire. Hanbury to centre wing, and he finds McGuinness.
That mark was dropped by Craig Davis, who did the right thing leading down the ground, but couldn't hold the mark. Here's Baxter. Long kick. They wait at the back. Shields. Carter, number 13. Bobbled it a bit. Close to the boundary line with his kick. Filan's got it just inside the line. Oh, under the hammer now is Healy. Just gets the hand pass away. Right. Hand pass behind Higgins. Up towards the centre of the ground. Morwood. Oh, he's dropping marks. Can't believe this.
Can't believe the mistakes that have been made.
Weaving through the pack is Hawkins. Great hand pass to Terry Wallace. Wallace out wide to Shields, who's got a break, and he marks 40 metres out. Plays on and should go. And has.
And the mistakes that are being made by both sides, but particularly the Swans, are proving very costly. Shields has run down on that forward line a couple of occasions. No defence, poor defence by the Swans. Here it is, Wallace with his first kick for the match. And out to Shields. Shields, with no one anywhere near him, has plenty of time to run on and kick an easy goal. And that's his second for the match, Shields, and he's looking quite promising.
So Russell Shields has kicked 2 of Footscray's 3 goals. Didn't get much of a chance at Hawthorn. Went over to Adelaide and back into VFL this year with Footscray. Out of the middle, Terry Wallace. Up to Foster at half forward. Jolted out of his arms. Neil Cordy. Wide to Murphy. Up to Carroll, who's covering lots of ground. Long kick to full forward. Davis waits down. Didn't come his way. Hacked off the ground by Higgins. It's a goal. That is unbelievable. Leon Higgins, in his second game of football in the league side, has kicked a freak goal.
Yeah, that's an amazing goal, isn't it?
Talk about Maradona. What about that one, Bernie?
Well, a lot of luck comes into those ones, doesn't it?
Oh, I reckon.
Because you don't know how it's going to fall on the boot. Here it is. Look at that. It could have went anywhere, but it's gone right through the middle. And a bit of a smile on his face too. He knew it may have been a bit fortunate to pop that one through.
Well, he's looked, give him his due. Well, that's great sportsmanship, that by Doug Hawkins. He seemed to tap him on the shoulder then. He either said well done, or he might have said something else, I think, as we see Dennis Carroll. The Swans should be goals in front. Graham Cordy. Right, here's Higgins again. He's playing very well. A hand pass, was a bad one to Lockman. He tackles on Hanbury. That should have been holding the ball. Stephen Wright, 30 metres out, fires and has missed. Swans' endeavour is fantastic at the moment. They just can't put the goals on the board. 2 goals, 6-18 they are to Footscray 3-2-20. Rick Kennedy about to bring it back into play.
Towards the grandstand side for Baxter. Just on the 50-metre line. In short is Cronin. Didn't gain much territory there.
I think I said Hawkins was playing on Murphy earlier. I think Cronin is Drew.
Oh, that's a terrible kick by Cronin. Straight onto the chest of Healy. He's got Filan going past. Gets a high tackle from Shields. Umpire said play on. Healy again.
Should have been a free kick.
Hawkins. Look at the skills of this man. Beautiful kick too. Shields is cutting them to pieces up on the half-forward flank. Centering kick for Bamblett. He's behind. Carter in front of Beasley. Bamblett's got him. Williams. Carter did well. And Graham Cordy. But it goes to Baxter. In he goes to Royal. 65 metres out. Baxter back to Royal. No advantage there. That was terrible by Baxter. And eventually Carroll.
There's the kick from Carroll. Bays. Oh, he's moving well today, Bays. Over to Healy. Now Bays again. Let's see the long driving kick. Oh, it's a wobbly one this time. Normally a great kick. Steve Wright in after it. He's got it. Lovely hand pass. Healy dodges, weaves, hooks it wide. He's looking for Craig Davis. Can he get his first goal for the Swans? A great tackle. Too high, said the umpire. Well, the tackle was by Mark Cullen, the umpire. A great view of that one. Craig Davis about 30 metres, 40, well actually 40 metres Africa. Let's have a look in replay.
Yeah, here's the incident. Much too high. Took him right around the neck, and there's no doubt that that's a free kick to Craig Davis.
Well, Craig Davis, formerly of Collingwood, Carlton, well not in that order, Carlton first, Collingwood, North Melbourne, now the Sydney Swans. Let's hope for his sake early in this game he can put one through. It's a beautiful kick, it's a goal.
Great to see that for Craig Davis. It's good when someone, even 34, comes back after 4 years away from the game. Good to see someone having a go, because he's striking a blow for the oldies, isn't he, Pete?
Well, the last 34-year-old I can remember was Bernie Quinlan. There's the kick. Craig Davis.
That's one thing. That's one thing he could do too. He's a beautiful kick for goal, Craig Davis.
He's a great club man, whichever club he did play for, and good on you, Craig. And I'd love to see him do well today, Drew.
Does this give you itchy feet, Bernie?
Not at all, Drew. No.
Coleman with a big charge at Cousins. Cousins wins it, but straight to Healy. He gets a little kick out of there. Hanbury had a couple of options. Hogg. Up towards half forward. Clears Bamblett. It was Eccleston getting it up from the half back. Free kick here. Peter Foster. Right on the 50-metre line. He'll kick for goal.
That's going to be a great contest, that. He and Neil Cordy. I reckon Neil Cordy, a very underrated player.
He is. He's a very good spoiler, Neil Cordy, but Peter Foster had a great season last year.
Here he goes for goal. He's got the distance. No, not quite. Thumped away by Coleman and through for a behind. Margin 3 points. The Swans in front.
Tony Smith warming up on the boundary line, number 19. He can play in the ruck or centre half. Well, they might give Glenn Coleman a rest, I think, and put Smith into the ruck. Now Higgins, oh, he is playing a very good game. Over to Cordy, who certainly can run. Beautiful hand pass back to Murphy. He was looking for Cordy. Off goes Murphy, and a long kick again right down to the forward line. Oh, Mackesy was pushed out. No, said the umpire. Play on as the hand pass comes out to Eccleston, and the Swans are falling down in attack, but Cordy doing pretty well at halfback. Yes, Coleman's come off the ground, but there's Cordy with the hand pass to Healy. Healy caught holding the ball. Good tackle by Terry Wallace.
About a minute and a half remaining in the first quarter. Wallace's kick towards the wing. Oh, Foster over the top. Excellent mark. Bit of running here could open things up for Footscray. Cronin to Royal. He got another shocking hand pass that time. And it's taken away by Carroll. Kicks across the ground. Bolton thumps away. Through goes Cullen and is tripped and will take the free kick.
Yes, Dennis Carroll should have got the handball away on that occasion instead of kicking it around the corner. He had two Swans players there in support.
Mark Cullen, centre of the ground, just over a minute to go in this first quarter. There's Tony Smith, couldn't take the mark. Graham Cordy doing all right too. But that handball was to no one in particular. A strong tackle going on. I think it's Terry Wallace at the bottom of that pack. It is. And, well, that's where you normally find Terry. Burrowing around. There's Glenn Coleman, who's played a pretty good quarter, Bernie.
Yes, he's done well since he's come back from that knee injury. Had a shocking knee injury a couple of seasons ago.
It's half forward, 4 Footscray. Smith gets the hit out. Hand pass was from Williams to Wallace to half forward. Oh, an easy mark dropped in by McGuinness, taken away by Ian Roberts, and Roberts wide. He's looking down there for Bays, who's caught behind, but he almost got there. 22 seconds to go in this quarter as Lockman takes it. Can the Swans get a goal? A good lead by Craig Davis. Now Bernie talked, you can see the clock ticking away. He should have a shot. If he knew the time, he'd certainly have a shot.
Yeah, he's lining him up, Pete.
Well, he is a good kick, as you said. With 4 seconds to go, the siren's going to go as he's about to kick it. There it is. The kick from Davis, 40 metres on an acute angle. I think he's missed. In fact, it was out of bounds on the full. So a quarter time here at VFL Park Waverley. The Sydney Swans lead 3 goals 6-24 to Footscray 3-3-21. Hey, is this a second rate game? Is this a second rate game? Their side's not going to win many games. No side's going to fall. This one should be about 5-8. But they
Yeah, you got to keep watching. Yeah, mate. Yep. Right. Okay. Righto, mate. I think they're going better than the players.
He's played well. That Higgins is playing all right, isn't he? Dennis Carroll's playing well. Where's the stats?
Where's Higgins? Can't seem to look at.
Dennis Carroll, 8. 8 kicks. Oh.
No, second. Went far out.
He's got him for
He's at 5 and 2 now, Wallace.
What's it? Marks, kicks, frees, is it?
Marks, kicks, hand passes. Frees.
Hand passes, yeah.
Oh, Marks, kicks, hand passes. I wish kicks was first on that.
Yeah, it should be, actually.
Yeah.
And I don't think we should worry about free kicks.
That's what we reckon. Goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, goals.
Goals. Don't you reckon?
Yeah.
Free kicks. How many?
19.
That's not bad.
Dennis Carroll's had 8 kicks, 1 hand pass.
Boy, he's
Righto, mate.
interstate type.
Yeah.
I don't think Healy's 100% fit.
Doesn't look it, does he?
No.
Welcome back to VFL Park, and just recapping the results of matches on Saturday at the start of this Easter split round. Carlton and Hawthorn, the replay of last year's grand final, and Carlton, against all the predictions after a poor pre-season run-in, defeated the Hawks as they did in the grand final last year by 15 points. The West Coast Eagles trailed by 10 points in the last quarter, but got up to beat Geelong 14-20 to 11-17, and Essendon thrashed North Melbourne. They kicked 11 goals to 1 in the first quarter and were never in trouble to double their score. And yesterday up at Carrara, the first interstate game of the season, Collingwood beat the Brisbane Bears by 8 points. Very wet conditions up there and a low-scoring game. It was fantastic in the last quarter. And I'm pleased to say we've got far better conditions for this game here today. And at quarter time, the Sydney Swans 3-6 lead Footscray 3-3. For the Swans, their goal kickers Tony Morwood, Higgins and Davis. And for Footscray, Russell Shields has 2 and Beasley has 1. Bernie Quinlan and Peter McKenna, how'd you see it?
Well, really, with the amount of play that the Swans had, they should be a lot further ahead than they are at the moment. They had the ball up on that forward line on many occasions, but they just couldn't finish it off. But one feature of this match, Peter, is the terrible disposal and handballing, both by handball and foot disposal, and the number of mistakes that are being made.
Well, I think it's often that's the case, Bernie, when backlines are on top, and at the moment the backlines are well on top. Carter has handled Beasley quite well, and of course at centre half back Neil Cordy doing fairly well on Peter Foster, although Foster did come in for a couple of good marks. Down the other end, Craig Davis has had his work cut out. He's had plenty of the ball down there, but towards the end of that quarter, Davis showed something. You can see Mickey Malthouse there as centre of screen, and he'd be a little bit worried by that quarter, and because the Swans really took it up to them. And I thought Dennis Carroll showed a lot of ability around that centre of the ground, and his kicking was a delight.
Yeah, 9 possessions in that first quarter.